Hey everyone, it's Christy back again. Excuse the paper that you can hear in the background, and I do live in a noisy place, but it's a really good time for me to do a video, so I'm just going to do it. It is the 21st of October at 12:33 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. This is a follow-up as requested on Al Pacino and Diane Keaton, or Diane Keaton and Al Pacino, on their relationship. I did read the whole statement about the miscarriage, the soul connection, him letting it go, and I sat on it as soon as I read it, and I did a few voice recordings on it last night, but of course it was noisy and I couldn't use it, and I was like, oh god damn it, because it was actually coming out with a lot and it was really authentic as I came out with it. So unfortunately this is me reading off paper rather than me just doing it cold turkey into the phone, but we'll see how we go with this, and please excuse these paper sounds that you could probably already hear. So what I got on their whole relationship, it was a soul connection. There was a past life relationship between them, and the karma from that relationship they brought into this lifetime, and that's why they unfolded the way they did, is due to the past life and things they needed to heal within themselves. And I've written she was desperate to marry him, and I got the desperate underlined. It wasn't just I want to marry him because I'm so in love. She was desperate to do it. She wanted to have babies with him. She wanted the whole capoodle. But I also got that she was pretty neurotic in these times. Nobody quite measured up to him for her after they broke up and the connection they had. It's why she never married anybody else. Took her in her 50s to adopt her children because she had to come to peace with letting him go. I also got she may have trapped him in a past life, and sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble scribbling because taking notes from what you've recorded last night to make sure I didn't miss anything, because when I listened today I was like, I wish I could use this. So she may have trapped him in a past life, and the women he married in this life, I felt like they may have been his lovers in the past life and they got to be the predominant in this life. Past life trauma plus childhood trauma for him, and it was very, very significant childhood trauma and abuse endured by him. I won't go into it because what I sort of saw, but what I saw, and then I did a bit of research after I did last night's, and it really fitted for me, which I'll tell you at the end, the things that I did read. But just send him a little love, because there's a lot of unresolved stuff, and I really do think he had it pretty bloody tough. Feel like it was his punishment belief that he holds within himself. It's not that anybody else is punishing him, of not having what he wanted. So he wanted her, but he had this self-punishment belief that he couldn't have her. And then there was another fear I also got, which I'll try not to read again later, that he didn't want to become his father. And he didn't marry her because he didn't want to put her through that. So his way of loving her was to let her go. And it also got that there was, in that, the punishment belief, there was something to do with his mother in that as well. He saw her suffering, or she was very unstable. I got that he had an extremely unstable childhood. He's still in survival mode from the trauma, and his way of dealing with it isn't like you look through a window but I can't have that. He just doesn't look in the window. He just gets this tunnel and he keeps walking forward. There's no side glances, there's no backwards, which is really ironic because I feel like ever since he let her go, he's been looking backwards, pining for her, hoping she'd come back. And then as I was saying that, I got this, prove that you love me. So there was a bit of he needed proof that she loved him going on too, I'm thinking. And I feel that he went to therapy. What else do I need to do to prove that I love you, but I'm not going to marry you? So he went into that to prove it, and to drop the subject once and for all, and what else do you want from me? So I feel like there was a bit of emotional abuse, toxicity between the two of them. I've got, again, self-punishment going on towards himself. He really does punish himself, and he's missed out on a lot because of that belief. He fathered children with the other women, but it was never, ever to punish her. And he married the other women. Oh, gosh, I don't want to be disrespectful to them. I hope this is okay, because I can't have the one I want, but it's okay. I can just have you. You're good enough. But it wasn't, yeah. And I won't go further because I don't want it to be disrespectful to anybody, and he's had children with them as well. He loved Diane, but it was much easier to walk away than to deal with his SHIT. He just walked away. Her behaviours, including frustration, she was extremely frustrated, really triggered his trauma. I also got that I think that she may have had a little bit of anger management issues, not violence, but in total and utter frustration, she might have thrown plates, that type of stuff within their marriage. Oh, it was a marriage as such, because they were committed to each other. It's funny to call that, but the marriage just came strongly from the heart for me. But yeah, I felt like she threw plates and, the passion type of a scenario there. The love did turn toxic. The connection was real, and he is still pining for her. It distresses him, the idea of her with dementia and of having lost her vibrancy. Energy was so strong on that. He is so distressed at that. That even now I feel like I just want to burst into tears and sob. So that's the energy I got around that. He always hoped and believed they would come back together, but he didn't grow from the split. He stayed stuck in the person he was then. She outgrew him, moved upwards. He hurt her one too many times, and I think he may have been unfaithful a couple of times to her, and that's what really hurt her. And I think he might have moved on really quickly too at one point, and yeah, it was just the icks for her. He is torn now in the present moment. He has a young child that he wants to be here for as long as he can, but he also wants to go to the other side and be reunited with her. In a past life, I got a court energy feeling around them. I got a lot of power and injustice surrounding them. I also got that there was a child in that life. I felt like they lost a child, and a lot played out in that life. And I felt like neither of them could deal with losing a child this life. So that's where the miscarriage potentially came in. I didn't get it strongly, so I won't say for sure, but I did get that was why the miscarriage occurred. Her energy, and this, I got her energy, and these were the words she used, so please bear that in mind with this. A Fruit Loop, nutty, couldn't be what he needed her to be. I was hopeless, I was a romantic. There was nothing centred or grounded around me to be able to build a future with. Flying off the handle, so here comes the anger management again, and here comes flying objects. Not aimed at anyone, just totally frustrated. And she was really, really hurt by him. Really hurt. I felt chest pain, and I'm feeling it again. Really, really hurt. She was in hope. I did the therapy, and hoping that would fix it, but instead what it did was break the karma that they brought in this lifetime. She did the work. She was free from the toxicity they created. He hasn't done the work his side to break the karma. He will come back for another life with these patterns. Still lessons for him to learn, but they will get a lifetime together with a happily ever after. And then I got two little Indians, and I feel like that was a joke between them, that they were two little Indians in this together. I also got that I felt he set her free in his actions. She rose above it in vibration and her frequency, and it wasn't what she needed anymore, what he was offering, so she couldn't go back again. She walked away with love in her heart, and he walked away with regret in his. She was fine about it all, held absolutely no grudges. She stopped and saw everything and understood his point of view. She saw her own demons and made peace with them, which he is yet to achieve. Also, he was fantastic in the bedroom, which was a real plus for her. I don't know why, but I got that, so I just put it out there. And then I went into, he has never dealt with the trauma that he carries. When I go there to his trauma, I just get this really frozen energy. It's like he's in a time warp lapse. As soon as the word commitment comes up into anything used against him, he just turns and runs in the opposite direction. He wanted her and he wanted the relationship, but the trauma from his inner child arose and the overwhelming fear came up, and that was that. So he could give as much as he could give before it would rise again, and he really did try, I think, but he needed a lot more help and support, which he's never done, and gone to some really deep emotions that he needed to deal with, which weren't great. As deep-seated, rooted anger he holds deep within himself. Few, if any, people know about the anger that he holds and resentment that he holds in him. I don't believe he grew up in a very stable environment. He didn't want to be his father and loved her way too much to marry her and make her suffer like that. So he let her go. But she knew his demons. He did trust her and let her know them. So he really did give her all of him. He just wouldn't give the ring. I then got her smiling energy and her smile. She is okay with it all. I understand. I get it all. I'm free. She's dancing away on the other side. And then I got, remember, we will be reunited in another life with a happily ever after. He needs to deal with his pain, but the more love we can send him, the more that will speed along and help him heal. So if we can send him love, he mightn't have to go through near as much pain or lessons that he's still to resolve. Love can break down nuclear power, it can break down trauma. And it's the biggest thing if you see somebody, send them love. So that's what I got on that situation. If I haven't covered anything that you want to know, let me know. Again, this video is for entertainment purposes only, which I don't think I say again, but I don't think I even put it at the beginning. And I hope you have a great day. See ya. So it's Christy, and I've just realised I've gotten off this, and I haven't given you a history of his childhood, which I did looked into afterwards. And I want to come back and just clarify one thing that just came to me as well. When I said that he wants to get to the other side to be reunited with her, it's because he needs to know that she's okay and not suffering now. He's really quite concerned. So that's where that drive's coming from, to get to the other side. His childhood, his parents got together before they were 18, married. His mother, he was the youngest of their 3 children, and his mother had him at the age of 20. His father married at least 5 times. They divorced, and you can imagine in that era, being of an Italian background in New York City, with a divorced single mother, life wouldn't have been easy. I know he lived with his grandparents at some time. I think I read it was Harlem and the Bronx he was raised in. So I did read that, and I did read the father. That his mother, it was rumoured, but he's been very protective of her story, had mental health instability and was rumoured to have died from an overdose. But none of that has been confirmed. It was just things I found on the internet, which I wanted to understand his trauma and things and what I was getting. And when I read all this, I thought, oh, what I'm getting really he would have been vulnerable for it, and really probably did happen. And in that era, you didn't talk about things. You really did get tunnel vision, and you just had to get on with it. There was no help. There was no talking about it. There was no understanding. It never happened. So I feel like he's stuck in that. Anyway, I just want to clarify those couple of things. I will finish this now, and I am very sorry for that. Hope you all have a great day.